ईश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिया वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। दरवाजा बंद करो गोरा। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदाने कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। देवी प्रणमामि श्री रूप श्री सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ विजय गोसाई करे चरण वंदन जहाँ होते विघ्न नाश विष्णुपुरण। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। तो हरे कृष्णा अनुकूलेन कृष्णानुशीलनम भक्तिरुत्तमा। But what is anukul? What is pratikul? Yesterday we have discussed in detail very nicely the extraordinary nature of the perpetual ardent endeavor means exclusively for Shri Krishna and endowed with the characteristics of kindness to him, Anukulya, allows one to comprehend the meaning of Krishna Bhakti. At the same time, Anukulena Krishnanu Shilam is truly identical with Krishna's Bhakti itself. Hence, Anukulena Krishnanushilanam is the Swarup Lakshana of Krishna Bhakti. So the difference between a demon or difference between any the eternal associate of the Lord's dealings with him is different. Sometimes things may not go according to the wish of Krishna, but it actually meant to be there. And it actually pleases the Lord eventually. I mean, it always pleasing the Lord. When sometimes people are, defeating him, his friends are defeating him, he's enjoying it. You know, when his friends are like sometimes criticizing him or complaining against him, the gopis and sakhis, when they are complaining against him, he is enjoying it. He's okay with it. He's absolutely fine, right? But and he enjoys it so much. Anyways, the symptoms of the distinct from bhakti. Now, this is very important topic. Now we will consider the two boundary symptoms. Tav vivatve sati tad bodhaktvam tathastha lakshana. Right? So what is the tathastha lakshana of bhakti? That means remain distinct from an object while causing comprehension of it to arise is called the object. Objects tathastha lakshana means boundary symptoms. In the first half of the verse, Anya Vilashita Shunyam, Jnana Karmanunavritam, the term Anya Vilashita and Jnana Karma Adi describe Uttam Bhakti through their distinct from it. Hence, they are the Tathastha Lakshana of Uttama Bhakti. Not prone to any selfish, ulterior motives. The purpose of the phrase Anya Vilashita Shunyam is to reveal that. While constantly engaged in the search for Sri Krishna's happiness, one must exclusively wish to obtain bhakti without harboring any selfish, ulterior motives like the aspiration to attain celestial or bodily pleasures. It is very significant that the term Anya Vilashita has been used instead of Anya Vilasha. While the prayers of some devotees may at times appear to be in the form of Anya Vilasha, in other words, motivated by some desires other than Sri Krishna's happiness, they are still not prone to foster these other desires. Anya Vilashita. To illustrate this point, consider one example. Sri Yudhishthira Maharaj yearned to become the emperor of the world in order to serve Sri Krishna. For this end, he supplicated Sri Krishna with his request to perform the Rajasuya Yajna. And actually, his apparent desire to be emperor was only Anya Vilasha. But in fact, it was devoid of Anya Vilasha. His actual motivation was simply to have the necessary opulences to serve Sri Krishna in a way befitting the Lord's position. In other words, his aspiration to have sovereignty over the whole world was not motivated by a desire to achieve personal greatness. The word Anya Vilashata is comprised of the noun of Vilasha, self, ulterior motive, and suffix nin, which means to foster. Thus, the nature of fostering selfish ulterior motive is called Anya Vilasha. Moreover, if a Shuddha Bhakta is faced with some imminent disaster, he may pray to Sri Bhagavan to save him. Although his prayers may appear to be Anya Vilasha, it will not hinder his bhakti. Not eclipsed. Perpetual endeavor in form of active efforts and emotional state of being meant exclusively for Sri Krishna, performed out of genuine kindness to him and uneclipsed by knowledge, jnana, or fruitive work, karma, is in fact Uttama Bhakti. In this context, jnana refers to the search for the impersonal Brahma. Karma refers to daily rituals, Nitya karma, and rituals meant for specific occasions, Naimitic karma. As outlined in the Smriti Shastra or Adi, refers to the futile form of renunciation, Falgu Vairagya, mystic yoga, Ashtanga yoga, Abhyas yoga, as delineated in Sankhya Shastra. So the scriptures dealing with the empiric enumeration of universal element and so forth. All of the above disciplines are to be rejected by the sadhaka because they eclipse his devotion, because the purpose is not even remotely meant to make the Lord happy. Through this discipline, the sadhaka can attain some supernatural powers, all of which are diametrically opposed to the longing search for Sri Krishna's happiness. Since these forms of jnana and karma thoroughly eclipse devotion, they have been forcing. The word anavritam, which means not eclipsed, has been used in connection with jnana and karma instead of shunya, which means devoid of. The significance of this is that certain form of both jnana and karma are integral part of bhakti. Supremely pure Gyan is present within Bhakti as a search for one's worshipful deity and as the knowledge of reality of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhagavad Tattva Gyan and what appears to be karma is present with Bhakti as serving the Supreme Lord by cleaning his temple, cooking for him, and so on. Factually, these activities are included among the 9 limbs of bhakti. They are not mundane karma. Had the phase jnana karma adi shunya been used? No. Which means devoid of jnana karma and so on? No. The aforementioned Vishuddha Bhakti Tattva Jnana means knowledge of the reality of supremely pure bhakti as well as the service to Bhagavan would have also been forsaken, even though these forms of jnana and karma do not eclipse bhakti. In fact, they solely and indispensably nurture it. The highest perfection of bhakti. In our evaluation of the Kram Krishna Anushilanam, we must surely include Anushilanam for Sri Krishna in any of his form, like Ram and Nrsimha. Still, in light of the understanding, it would be most excellent if Sri Rupa Goswami, the original and the most revered Guru Padma of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, has left some intimation of the utmost culmination of Uttam Bhakti within this perfectly derived definition. That culmination which is observed in the most exalted stage of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Bhajan. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was the most distinguished associate of Sri Rupa Goswami. Due to their great intimacy, he understood what was in Rupa Goswami's heart and has therefore written Anukulya Sarvendriya Krishnanu Shilanam, which is his translation of this verse. So when he was translating this particular verse, he said Anukulya Sarvendriya Krishnanu Shilanam. So he has used the word Sarvendriya with all the senses in order to indicate the highest stage of bhakti. You see, Anya Vila Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam is like not a direct statement. It's very difficult to get it. But when you're saying कि direct मतलब क्या say? The Sarvendriya. When you're using all your senses in the service of the Lord. Nothing else, ना? कहीं पे निगाहें, कहीं पे निशाना. है ना? कहते ना छोड़ो जी छोड़ो. तुम गाओ ये गाना. है ना? So sometimes what happens? People they are thinking about something else. You know, one of the Indriya is engaged in the service of the Lord, but the other Indriya is not. That is impossible for anyone but the Vraj Gopis who are in the Madhurya, the mode of amorous love of Godhead to perform Krishna Anushilanam with all their senses. It is even impossible for those within Vatsalya Ras, the mode of parental love of Godhead to perform Krishna Anushilanam in its highest perfection with all their senses. The fruit of bhakti, hearing, chanting, remembering, and so on comprise the very form of Uttam Bhakti. If the sadhak performs his bhakti with the sole intention of making Shri Bhagavan happy, he will attain Krishna Prema, the fruit of his sadhana, very quickly with ease. Therefore, he will gradually advance through each successive stage of Prema. Therefore, in Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, Bhakti Yogo Bhakti Dhan Nam Garnadi Bhi. Any devotional service beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. Here, although it suffices to simply say Bhakti Yoga, the word Bhagavati is included in order to convey that the activity of Bhakti, such as chanting and remembering, are only known as Bhakti Yoga when they are performed exclusively for Bhagwan's pleasure. Only this Bhakti Yoga can bestow prema. If the activity of Bhakti, such as chanting and remembering, are performed with any purpose other than pleasing Sri Bhagavan, they cannot be called Bhakti Yoga and they will never bear the fruits of Krishna Prema. So, if we are singing in the background, in our mind, माँ मुरादे पूरी कर दे हलवा बांटूंगी, है ना? या सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का, ओम जय जगदीश हरे. So if you're praying all these kind of prayers you are making, we are actually digging, क्या कहते हैं उसे, अपने लिए खुद के लिए हम कब्र खोद रहे हैं. इसमें eventually we are going to put our own soul, our own bhakti. यन कली रूप शरीर न धरता, माधवदास बोलते हैं, यन कली रूप शरीर न धरता, तन व्रज प्रेम महानिधि, कुठरिका कौन कपाट उद्घाटता. यानी I'm in the class 8:30. I'll call you back. Hello, 8:30. I'll call you. Thank you. Had Srila Rupa Goswami not appeared in this age of Kali, who would have opened the doors to the great treasure house of Braj Prema? Neer Kshir Hamsan Puna Pan Vidhanan Kona Pathak Kari Payat. को सब त्याजी भजी वृंदावन को सब ग्रंथ विचारिता. Any who but the Rupa Goswami could have extracted the essence of the scriptures in the same way that a swan separates water from milk. Who could have abandoned everything to perform bhajan in Vrindavan? Who could have written such scriptures? It's like the Javapitu Vana Fula Palat Nana Vida Manoraji Aravinda. So Madhukar Binu Panakon Janata Viduman Kori Banda. Shah. So he was a honeybee amidst variety of blossoming yellow forest flowers and mind enchanting lotuses. Without that honeybee, who could have known the art of drinking the nectar present yet confined within those flowers? Ko janat Mathura Vrindavan, ko janat Brajanita, ko janat Radha Madhavrati, ko janat Sui Prita. It means he who would have understood the glories of Mathura and Vrindavan? Who could have fathomed the intricacies of Braja? Who could have understood the rati between Shri Radha and Madhav? Who could have known that love? I'll call you back. जाकर चरण प्रसादे सकल जन गई गो वही सुख पोता चरण कमले शरणागत माधो तब महिमा और लागता lager. And again, by the mercy of his lotus feet, all souls may sing and inspire others to sing about the glories of Radha Madhav, thereby attaining the true joy. O Srila Rupa Goswami, having surrendered at your lotus feet, may this Madhav Das be able to comprehend your unlimited glories. विषय वासना रूप विषय वासना रूप चरित विकार अमर हृदय भोग करे अनिबार काटो जे जातन अमी कोरोलाम हय ने गेला विकार बुद्धि शेषे प्राण जयो ए गोर विकार मोरे कोरिलो अस्थिर शांति न पाई वे अंतर अधीर श्री रूप गोस्वामी मोरे कृपा वितरिया उदारी में कबे जुक्त वैराग्य अर्पिया कबे सनातन मोरे छाड़य विषय नित्यानंदे समर्पिबे हो यह सदाय श्री जीव गोस्वामी कबे सिद्धांत शलीले निहाई बेतार खानल चित जाय ज्वले श्री चैतन्य नाम सुने उपदी रे पालक राधा कृष्णा मृत पावे होई बे अशोक कागलेर शुक गाल दुर्जन इजन वैष्णव चरण जसे किंचन. Very beautiful bhajan, huh? We only know one bhajan, Shirupa Manjari Pada, Sahi Mura Sampada, है ना? My desire and sense and objective is a perversion of unconsciousness which constantly impels my heart. Enjoy. Oh, how much efforts I have made, but my perversion has not gone. In the end, my life goes instead. The frightful perversion has perturbed me because my heart is restless. Peace find no place there. When will Srila Rupa Goswami bestow his mercy upon me and deliver me by investing me with Yukta Vairagya? When will Srila Sanatana Goswami, out of great compassion, make me forsake sense gratification and then offer me to Srila Nityananda Prabhu? And when will Srila Jiva Goswami, with the water of a conclusive truth, extinguish the fire of false arguments which are burning my heart? Then when will then at the time when I hear the name Sri Chaitanya, it will cause ecstatic horripilation in my body. By drinking the nectar of Sri Radha Krishna, I shall become free from all grief. This sinful person is the most wretched among the wretched. This destitute soul begs for the shelter at the lotus feet of the Vaishnava. Shri Rupa Manjari Pada Sei Mura Sampada. sei mora bhajana pujana, sei mora pranadhana, sei mora abharana, sei mora jivanera jivan. The lotus feet of Sri Rupa Manjari are my treasure. You see, Narottam Thakur is not writing this song as Narottam Das Thakur now. Okay? So Narottam Das Thakur himself, so Narottam Das Thakur has his Manjari form. Narottam Das Thakur. So he's Manjari Swarup. He is actually writing this particular word in his Manjari Swarup. Some people say he was Vilas Manjari. Vilas Manjari is actually Jiva Goswami. That's what I have heard. But some people they say uh, he is different name as a Manjari Swarup. I'm not sure. Uh, Champak Lata Manjari or Kasturi Manjari? Champak Manjari. Yes. Yeah. So you see, sometime whenever acharyas, they are in kind of ecstasy, they are actually revealing something else in different way. Here he is not writing about Rupa Goswami. He is writing about Rupa Manjari. Why? Because he is in ecstasy and in an extreme separation from Rupa Manjari in his Manjari Swarup, his Champak Manjari Swarup. So they are variable purpose of my bhajan and worship. A lotus feet are the wealth of my life, and they are the ornament of my life, and indeed the very life of my life. Say more rasa nidhi. Her lotus feet are the treasure house of rasa. Say more vancha siddhi. And they give the attainment of my desire and conclusion of all the Vedas. Vancha siddhi means getting siddhi in Vani. Vancha siddhi. And then Sei Mora Vedera Dharma. On all the religious dharma. He is the essence of everything. Sei Vrata, Sei Tapa, Sei Mora Mantra Japa. So he is my austerity, and he is the result of all the vows or austerities, whatever penances, whatever I perform. So beautiful, huh? So when providence become favorable, I shall attain Sri Rupa Goswami's lotus feet and behold them with these two eyes. The abundant sweet beauty of Rupa Manjari's lotus feet will shine like the moon upon the blue lotus of. Well, it's like Halu Kula Baby. Seipade hoibe siddhi narakhibo edui nayane serup madhuri rashi prana kuvala shashi prafulit hoibe nishi dine. He saying Rupamanji's lotus feet will shine like the moon upon the blue lotus of my heart, causing it to blossom in jubilation both day and night. Tu darshanari garale jaralo dehi chiradina tapita jivana. Aha, Prabhu karo daya, deho mohe pad chaya, narotam loilo Sharana. Your absence from a vision is like the snake that has corroded my body with poison. The remaining days of my life will pass in the burning fire of separation. Alas, Sri Rupa Goswami, be merciful and give me the shade of your lotus feet. Therefore, Narottam Das is taking shelter. सुनियाची साधु मुखे बोले सर्वजन श्री रूप कृपा मिले जुगल चरण आ प्रभु सनातन गौर परिवार सबे मिली वांछा पूर्ण करो अमार से रूप कृपा जेनो आमा प्रति होए से पद आश्रय जार से महाशय प्रभु लोकनाथ कभे संगे लइज जायबे শিরূপের পাদপদ্মে মোর সমর্পিবে হেন কি হইবে মোর ধর্ম কি গানে অনুগত নরোত্তমে করিবে শাসনে I have heard from the lips of the sadhus, all of them contended that by Rupa Goswami's mercy one can attain the lotus feet of Shri, the divine couple. Shri Rupa Goswami, Sanatan, O person associate of Gauranga together, all of your please fulfill my desire. Shri Rupera Kripa Jena, and may the mercy of Rupa fall upon me. Whoever takes shelter of Shri Rupa's feet is the great personality. Prabhu Loknath, when will my master Loknath take me with him to offer me at Rupa's lotus feet? Which will such a destiny ever be mine that through their instruction the Narmasaki will make Narottam their faithful flowers? Gandhara Vrindavane Vihar Uttamana Iha Keli Kunje. Here is a very intimate prayers which he has written like this. Vrindavane Vihar Tora Iha Keli Kunje. Sorry. Yes. Through the pleasure cruise of Sri Vrindavan, you and Sri Krishna constantly delight in the amorous pastime and thrilled with two intoxicated elephants. O Devi, be be pleased with me and mercifully grant me darshan of the lotus feet of yours. Ha Devi Kaku Bhar Gadgadaya Vacha Yache Nipatya Bhuvi Dhanvad Udvatari Asya Prasadam Abudasya Janasya Kirtva Gandharvike Nijagane Gamanam Videhi. Dhrumit, I want you to take, if you can, not Dhrumit, I want all of you to take the screenshot of this particular shloka. And I want you to learn this mantra, it's very special mantra as a prayer to Radharani. Ha Gandharvike Kaku Bhar Gadgadaya Vacha Yache Nipatya Bhuvidhanvad Udbhartarihi Asya Prasadam Ubhasya Janasya Ketva Gandharvike Nijgane Garinam Videhi. O Devi Gandharvike, in utter distress, falling to the ground like a rod, I implore you in chalked voice, full of despair, and pray at your lotus feet, please be merciful to the fool and count me as one of your own. Shame Rama Raman Sundarta Varishtha सौंदर्य मोहित समस्त जगत जनस्य श्यामस्य वाम भुज बुद्ध तनुम कदम्नम त्वाम इंद्रा विरल रूप भरणम भजामि. O Shama, the entire world is enchanted by the beauty of Lakshmi Narayan, but the beauty of you, embraced by Sham with his left arm is super excellent. When will I worship you, whose unique beauty is rare even for Lakshmi Devi? Tvam prachadena murichat mudirat chavina pidhaya manjir mukta charanam chavidhaya devi kunje vrajendra tanayena virajmane naktam kada pramuditam abhisara yishe. Devi, when will I cover you in a rain cloud colored garment, remove the ankle bell from your lotus feet, and lead you full of delight to a gorgeous kunj for a nocturnal and rendezvous with Sri Nandanandan. Kunje prasun kulkalpit keli kalpe samvistayor madhur narm vilas bhajo loka तयावरणयोस चरणामृजानि संवाहस्यति kada yuyorjanoyam. यानी कि within the kunja on a pleasure bed made by many kind of flowers, you are both thoroughly absorbed in enjoying sweet joking pastimes. Oh, when will this person massage your lotus feet, which are the ornaments of the three worlds? तत्कुंड रोदसी विलास परिश्रमेण सेवाद भूचुभि वदनाबुरुह श्रियो वाम वृंदावनेश्वरी कदा तरुमूल भाजो संविजयामि चमरी चय चामरेना. O Vrindavaneshwari, due to the exertion of your love sports on the bank of pond drop of perspiration, caress the lotus faces of you and your beloved as you both sit in the shade of the tree. When will I fan your bodies with the charm? Linam Nikunj Pure Bhavatim Mukunde Chairav Suchitvati Ruchirakshi Naham Bhugnam Bhuvam Nugracheti Vrisha Rusamatvam Agre Vajendra Tanayasya Kadanu Nisya. Oh, beautiful eyed Radhika. It was Chitra Sakhi, not I, who informed Mukunda of your hiding place in the Kunja. Do not furrow your eyebrows and become unfairly angry with me. When will I thus appease you in the presence of Vajendra Nandana? You see, these are the very good shlokas for our japa meditation also in the morning. It's very important to do some smaran when we are chanting. So when we are chanting, the smaran is like that. Like, Krishna comes and asks, where is my beloved Shri Radhika? And Chitra Sakhi is saying she's there, hiding there. And when she's catching up Radharani and is coming out and is looking at Rupa Manjari, and Rupa Manjari is saying, no, it's not my fault. It was Chitra Sakhi who did that. So this is like kind of hasya, parihasya. You can have it in your mind and you can do. When you're doing a chanting, you can actually uh, meditate on it. When in a prankish mood, you defeat Brajendra Nandan in a battle of words, you become exceedingly jubilant. You exult in the pride of your oratory prowess as you are exalted by your overjoyed Sakhis. When will I behold you in such a state? Okay. And this is anyone who takes the shelter of Sri Vishwanandani, Sri Radhika, by regularly reciting this entity with great faith, will surely please her along with her beloved Sri Krishna, thus becoming the recipient of the waves of their profuse mercy. Okay. So Rupa Goswami had a very great contribution for our society. Whatever we are because of Rupa Goswami. There are so many pastimes we have heard about Rupa Goswami, how He was very particular about not giving Diksha to so many people. He was very particular about it. And he did not give Diksha to Jiva Goswami for so long because he knew that everybody would take you over. He was his, chacha. That's the reason he has given him Diksha so easily. He had written certain things, something, and then, Ballavacharya comes and he says that, oh, you have written this particular thing and I think you have written it wrong. So Jiva Goswami was standing there. And then Rupa Goswami said, oh, acha, maybe you're right. I'll change the complete thing. But changing of that particular point was actually changing of Siddhant. I don't know, Vallabha. I'll just hold a minute. I'll check in my notes. Yeah, what was the actual incident? What was the actual incident? Why it happened? I'm just like not able to get it. Sorry. I don't know where I've written it. But this Jiva Goswami was a very great scholar. And he was like, always catching up things very fast. So what happened? When Rupa Goswami had written something, so he corrected him. Although that correction was not good, was not Siddhantically perfect, but Rupa Goswami changed it very humbly. And when he left, Jiva Goswami went there and he corrected Vallabhacharya. And immediately Vallabhacharya came back to him and said, yeah, I think your Siddhanta was absolutely right. I was wrong. Thanks to Jiva Goswami who has corrected me. Actually, if there's another incident happened before that, when Khan Pandit, he came, Digvijay Pandit or something like that, he came and he came in front of Rupa Goswami and said, just come and do the Shastra with me. He said, I am no one. I know nothing. Rupa Goswami said, I have no qualification, nothing. What can I what can I do? He said, nothing. Then you sign on this paper that you got defeated by me. He said, okay. And then he has returned that. And then when he was going back, he was very happy. On the way, he met Jiva Goswami. And he said, hey, look, I defeated your guru. My guru? Rupa Goswami. Acha, how? He said that he has written, he has accepted a defeat. He said, okay, let's, you and I do some, Shastra. So he sat with him and they started doing some Shastra. So Jiva Goswami, again and again and again, till this, from morning till evening, defeated him. And then he said, ki, okay, you know what? Why don't we just continue the same thing tomorrow? Again, they both came back. Again, they both sat and they did the Shastra. Again, Jiva Goswami again and again defeated him. And he was so demoralized and so sad and so disheartened that I think 2, 3 days he defeated him very nicely. And then he said, please write it down that you have accepted a defeat and Rupa Goswami is a better qualified, superior Shastra knower than you. He said, okay, I'm writing it down. And then he had returned it. And he went back to Jiva Goswami and he said, Jiva Goswami went back to Rupa Goswami and he said, Rupa Goswami, what? This is what exactly it. He said, what is it? He said that, Digvijay Pandit or whatever was his name, Keshav Kashmiri or whatever. No, forgetting the name of that person. He said he came for the Shastra and he had written that, that you had defeated him and all. So he was just advertising it. So I have defeated him. Rupa Goswami got so angry. He said, what kind of Vaishnava you are? I said, what do you mean? How can you be happy seeing another person unhappy? This is not the characteristics of a Vaishnava. You are not fit to live in Vrindavan. Get out of the boundary of Vrindavan. Go away. And then Jiva Goswami got completely saddened and he started staying somewhere near, little far away from Chatikra area. And then he started staying there. Sanatana Goswami was very active those days. He used to go to Mathura, he used to go to the Govardhan, sometimes Barsana, used to go around here and there. He used to solve the, panchayat issues. Sometimes he used to solve the personal issues between brother, sister, or the families. He was very much loved by everybody, Sanatana Goswami. So he went there and he said one time to one person's house and they gave her chapati and he was having chapati. He said, "Arey Baba, तो जो कछु दो तो ले ले हुए हैं हमारे तो एक ऐसे बाबा है जो मांगे ना है कछु जो कछु दोगे वो खा लेंगे अगर नहीं मिलेगा तो भी खा तो क्या करेंगे यमुना की जो मिट्टी होती है he will make a roll of the dust of Yamuna and he will have one laddu of the Braj Red. Sadhu Goswami, oh my God, who is this Sadhu? I would like to have darshan of the Sadhu because sadhus, he is always eager to see another Sadhu. This is another characteristic of a sadhu who likes to associate with the sadhu. And then immediately he went to take darshan of Jiva Goswami. The moment he saw Jiva, Sanatana Goswami got so angry. And he was staying in some cave which was very near by one crocodile. Some crocodile used to stay around that area. Oh my God, he came back and then Jiva Goswami, he saw the condition, he was very angry. Then Rupa Goswami said, oh, he was giving a class in Radha Damodar temple. And he said, Jive Deya Krishnam Sarva Dharmasar. Immediately he said, when will you be merciful upon your Jiva? You're just giving big, big lectures, but you yourself don't have compassion for the Jiva. So who's which Jiva? I think your own Jiva, your Jiva Goswami, your nephew. And Rupa Goswami went to see him and he saw him. He became very thin and he got very severe stomach infection. And Rupa Goswami cried so much seeing the condition of Jiva Goswami. He brought him in his arm all the way from there. Then he took care of him very nicely. And then he had carved one deities for him to gift him when he will get better from his own hands. And those deities are Radha Damodar deities. The place where we see the Samadhi of Jiva Goswami, that was the exact place where Jiva Goswami used to sit and used to do bhajan. So, second time when the time Prabhupada Vallabhacharya came, he kicked him out. But then the next time, and he brought him back again. But some people they say that Jiva Goswami, Rupa Goswami got very angry because he's seeing that he has actually heard the feeling of another Shastric person. But Guru Tattva was very happy. And the Chaitya Guru sitting in the heart of Rupa Goswami was also very happy because Guru is always happy to see when his disciple is becoming victorious. And his disciple actually defeated not that scholarly person, but actually, if we see from the broader perspective, he had defeated his unreasonable conceptions, which could be Mayavadi philosophy, mixture of Mayavad, Dvaitavad or Advaitavad or whatever. So he has actually defeated the conception of that particular person. So definitely he had to show this anger, but inside his heart he was very happy to see the power of his disciple. That in the future, this Jiva Goswami will re-establish or will actually be able to protect the entire Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And that is the reason, one time I got in touch with some people who were the followers of Haridas Sampradaya. And Haridas Sampradaya is all about meditating on Nivritta Nikunj. Nivritta Nikunj means, you know what Nivritta Nikunj is, right? I mean, I hope you know. Nivritta Nikunj is like, the Nikunja in which Radha and Krishna, they are performing intimate pastimes and they are just both being with each other, inseparable in any condition. And one Sakhi is there who is seeing the glories of their Vilas. whatever the way they both are mating with each other or being intimate with each other. So I was just thinking, like, oh, then they often used to say, uh, you know what, this is only given by uh, 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 our Haridasi, and no, it is not there in any of the sampradaya. It is only given by our Haridasi, and it's not in any sampradaya. But I remember, like somehow this Nivritta Nikunja word was there back in my mind. Initially, when I was doing research on Rupa Goswami, when I came to Vrindavan, I got one of his book that was Nikunj Rahe Rahasya Stava. Navalalita Vakshako नूतन लावण्य पूंजो नवरस चलचितो नूतन प्रेम वृत्तो नवनिधुवन लीला कोटुके नातिलोलु स्मर निवृत निकुंजे राधिका कृष्ण चंद्रो. Oh, my mind just meditate on Radha and Krishna within the hidden Nikunja. See them in the freshness of youth, the fullness of sparkling loveliness personified their minds, flickering with the desire to taste the fresh delight of eros. Everyone of the act ordained by the blossoming of their new love, they tremble with they tremble with eagerness to engage in unsullied love-making pastime. So it's mentioned Smaranivritta Nikunje Radhika Krishna Chandro. So Rupa Goswami has given practically Kunjalila, Nikunjalila, Nivritta Nikunjalila. The contribution of Rupa Goswami cannot be defeated by anybody. But some of the scriptures of Rupa Goswami were very intimate and very unfit for the Kali Yuga Jiva. That's why Jiva Goswami, he took all of them, most of them, and he had made a samadhi in one of the copper container, and he had buried them and behind Radha Madan Mohan temple, and he had made a what? Granth Samadhi. So one of the samadhis, Granth Samadhis, and if you want, I don't know what was it, what all Granth was there in that, but it's been already more than 500 years. I think all the Granthas have already gone. But whatever the contribution, Ujjwal Neelmani, Bhavna with this thing, uh, you know, this Nivrit Nikunj Rahasya Stava, Hams Duta, Bhakti Sami Sindhu, all these kind of books are already are good enough for all of us to go back to Godhead after understanding them. And Rupa Goswami, his contribution was very amazing for our Sampradaya. Even if we want, we cannot explain the glories of Rupa Manjari or Rupa Goswami. But remember one thing, it's only Rupa Manjari who can allow us to be in the Nikunja, and she is the one who can help us easily to attain our Manjari Swarup, our Manjari Swarup sadhana, and she is the one who can easily help us to understand the glories of Divine Couple. Hare Krishna. Shri Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai. It's the end of, I mean, like the book's name is a Vaishishya of Rupa Manjari, or in English, if you see, uh, the name of the book is The Distinctive Contribution of Shri Rupa Goswami. ठीक है? So, anyways, any question, any doubt, any comments you want to make? Nobody? Okay. So, okay. Hare Krishna. श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय। श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ, श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ, यही छे गोसाई करे चरण वंदन, यहाँ होते विघ्ननाश अभिष्ट पूरन। तो श्री रूप गोस्वामी पाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। पूरे संप्रदाय की जय। गौड़िया संप्रदाय आचार्यों की जय। सभी रूप रूपा आचार्यों की जय। सभी संप्रदाय के आचार्यों की जय। बड़े बड़े सेशन वी हैड, श्री राधेश्याम गौरिताई, कृष्ण बलराम, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, Anant Koti Vaishnavin to give us the blessing, so we can always remain situated in our Sarup as a servant of Krishna and worship the divine command with our mind, body, and words, and attain the goal of life, that is Radha Dasyam. Vanchakra Patruvyasya Kripa Sindhu Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की
जय।
हरि बोल।